Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. Okay, so guys, audio is okay, video is okay. सो जल्दी से आ जाओ, सेशन शुरू करते हैं। और आज का सेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाला है बिकॉज आज हम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बातें डिस्कस करेंगे। वेरी गुड इवनिंग गाइस, वेरी गुड इवनिंग। सो टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट केस है गाइस, क्योंकि बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो कि पीएसयू का रिटन एग्ज़ाम क्लियर तो कर लेते हैं, बट जब इंटरव्यू की बात आती है तो कहीं ना कहीं वो इंटरव्यू में रह जाते हैं। ऐसे बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनसे सीबीटी क्लियर हो जाता है, बट पता नहीं क्यों इंटरव्यू क्रैक नहीं हो पाता। ठीक है, जब इंटरव्यू में आते हैं सो दे फेस चैलेंजेस, स्पेशली कॉन्फिडेंस, कई बार नॉलेज का कम होना। बिकॉज एग्ज़ाम क्रैक करना एक बात होती है और इंटरव्यू क्रैक करना एक दूसरी बात होती है। सो दोनों में डिफरेंस है। ठीक है, सो टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू हम किसी भी पीएसयू की बात करें तो जनरली कैसा होता है, उसकी कैसे प्रिपरेशन करनी चाहिए, कौन कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है, और कैसे हम इस इंटरव्यू का जो भूत है इसे क्रैक कर सकते हैं, इसे उतार सकते हैं, उन सब बातों के बारे में आज बात करेंगे। सो टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन, वन शॉर्ट सॉल्यूशन। ठीक है, तो किसी भी हम केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग कंपनी की बात अगर करते हैं, चाहे वो पब्लिक कंपनी हो या वो प्राइवेट कंपनी हो, मोस्ट ऑफ द कंपनीज जो सब्जेक्ट्स आपसे इंटरव्यू में पूछती है वो होता है मास ट्रांसफ़र एंड हीट ट्रांसफ़र। ठीक है, सो मोस्टली आस्क्ड सब्जेक्ट्स की अगर मैं बात करूं, मोस्टली आस्क्ड सब्जेक्ट्स, जो मोस्टली आस्क्ड सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं वो होते हैं मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन, मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन एंड हीट ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन। और उसके बाद अगर हम बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स को देखें तो फिर फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स आता है तीसरे नंबर पे, आफ्टर दैट थर्मोडायनेमिक्स आ जाता है चौथे नंबर पे, केमिकल रिएक्शन इंजीनियरिंग आ जाती है पांचवें नंबर पे, इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन एंड प्रोसेस कंट्रोल आ जाता है छठे नंबर पे। बट मेनली ये दो सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं जो कि आपसे इंटरव्यू में पूछे ही पूछे जाते हैं, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो मतलब अगर इंटरव्यू को क्रैक करना है तो मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशंस और हीट ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशंस, इन दोनों में अपनी मास्टरी करनी पड़ेगी। अगर इन दोनों में आपकी मास्टरी होगी तो ही आप कोई इंटरव्यू क्रैक कर पाओगे। सो मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन की अगर मैं बात करूं, मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन, सो मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन में यूँ तो बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स है, बट जो इंटरव्यू फेवरेट टॉपिक है, जो कि मोस्ट ऑफ द इंटरव्यूज में पूछा जाता है, वो है डिस्टिलेशन। डिस्टिलेशन इज ए वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक जो कि इंटरव्यू में अक्सर पूछा जाता है। फिर चाहे वो डिस्टिलेशन का डिज़ाइन हो, मास ट्रांसफर डिस्टिलेशन में होता कैसे है, फिर चाहे वो मैकैप-थिले मेथड हो, फिर चाहे वो अलग अलग टाइप की डिस्टिलेशन हो, बैच, फ्लैश, स्टीम, वैक्यूम डिस्टिलेशन हो, फिर चाहे वो प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ डिस्टिलेशन हो, जैसे कि फ्लडिंग हो, विपिंग हो, या फिर चाहे वो रिफ्लक्स रेशो की बातें हो, इसमें टोटल की भी बात हो सकती है, मिनिमम की भी बात हो सकती है, एंड ऑप्टिमम की भी बात हो सकती है। ठीक है। फिर चाहे वो अफेक्ट ऑफ टेम्परेचर प्रेशर हो, फिर चाहे वो रिलेटिव वोलेटिलिटी का डिस्कशन हो, फिर चाहे वो टाइप्स ऑफ फीड की बातें हो, फिर चाहे वो फेंस के क्वेश्चन को लेके क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा रहे हो, या फिर वो रैली की क्वेश्चन से लेके क्वेश्चन पूछे जा रहे हो। ठीक है। एंड ऑब्वियसली फिर चाहे वो टाइप्स ऑफ ट्रेस की बात कर रहे हो, डाउन कमर की बातें हो, पार्शियल वर्सेस टोटल रिबॉयलर की बात हो, टाइप्स ऑफ रिबॉयलर के क्वेश्चंस हो, पार्शियल वर्सेस टोटल कंडेंसर के क्वेश्चंस हो, बॉइलिंग एंड कंडेंसेशन से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हो, एजियोट्रॉप से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन हो, TXY डायग्राम से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन हो, PXY डायग्राम से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन हो, मल्टी कंपोनेंट डिस्टिलेशन से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन हो, डिस्टिलेशन सीक्वेंसिंग के ऊपर क्वेश्चन हो, पॉइंसन-सेवरेट मेथड के ऊपर क्वेश्चन हो, शॉर्टकट मेथड ऑफ डिजाइनिंग द डिस्टिलेशन के ऊपर क्वेश्चन हो, होमोजीनियस और हेट्रोजीनियस एजियोट्रोपिक के ऊपर डिस्कशन हो, नेगेटिव बॉइलिंग या पॉजिटिव बॉइलिंग के ऊपर क्वेश्चन हो, एंड मैनी मोर। डिस्टिलेशन इज ह्यूज, बहुत कुछ है इसमें पढ़ने का। एंड ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स आर आस्क्ड इन द इंटरव्यू। डिस्टिलेशन इज द मोस्ट फेवरेट टॉपिक ऑफ द इंटरव्यूअर। पूछा ही पूछा जाता है, पूछा ही पूछा जाता है, और बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं डिस्टिलेशन में से जो कि इंटरव्यू में जनरली बच्चों से पूछे जाते हैं। तो बिना इसको डिटेल में पढ़े, सरफेस पे पढ़ के नहीं चलेगा। सरफेस पे पढ़ के आप क्रैक नहीं कर पाओगे इंटरव्यू। डिटेल में पढ़ना पड़ेगा, मोस्ट डिटेल में पढ़ना पड़ेगा इसको। ठीक है। तो बिना इसे डिटेल में पढ़े इंटरव्यू क्रैक कर पाना बहुत मुश्किल है। और इसके बाद हमारे पास एक्सट्रैक्शन आ जाता है, इसके बाद हमारे पास एब्जॉर्प्शन आ जाता है, इसके बाद हमारे पास स्ट्रिपिंग आ जाती है, फिर हमारे पास ड्राइंग आ जाती है, ह्यूमिडिफिकेशन आ जाता है, एडजॉर्प्शन आ जाता है, ठीक है, क्रिस्टलाइजेशन आ जाता है, मेम्ब्रेन सेपरेशंस आ जाता है, ठीक है, काफ़ी सारे ऑपरेशंस है और इनसे भी क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं बिकॉज ये सारे वो ऑपरेशंस है जो इंडस्ट्री में यूज होते हैं, है ना। अगेन चाहे वो एक्सट्रैक्शन के अंदर हमारा इक्विलेटरल ट्रायंगुलर डायग्राम हो, फिर चाहे वो क्रॉस करंट या काउंटर करंट एक्सट्रैक्शन हो, ठीक है, फिर चाहे वो सिलेक्टिविटी के रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन हो, टाइप्स ऑफ सिस्टम के ऊपर क्वेश्चन हो, सॉल्वेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स के ऊपर क्वेश्चन हो, ठीक है, एंड मेनी मोर, equilateral triangular diagram for cross current, equilateral triangular diagram for counter current, what is completely miscible, completely immiscible systems, partial immiscible systems, XY diagrams in the cross current, XY diagram in the counter current, optimization in the extraction, optimization in the case of counter current, optimization in the case of uh, uh, the equilateral triangular diagram, determining the optimum solvent flow rate for the desired separation. Okay, the concept of extraction, why extraction is used, when extraction is used, what is the effect of temperature and pressure in the case of extraction, and lot of questions has been made in the extraction. Okay, similarly, okay, the purpose of absorption, most important question. Design and working of absorption, effect of pressure on column, mass balance on column, concept of HTU, NTU, HETP, एटसेट्रा, ठीक है। अगेन सॉल्वेंट सिलेक्शन के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, काउंटर करंट वर्सेस को करंट एब्जॉर्प्शन कॉलम के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, ऑप्टिमाइजेशन इन एब्जॉर्प्शन के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, डिफरेंस बिटवीन एब्जॉर्प्शन एंड एक्सट्रैक्शन के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, टाइप्स ऑफ सॉल्वेंट यूज्ड इन एब्जॉर्प्शन आ सकता है ना, बहुत कुछ है एब्जॉर्प्शन पढ़ने का। द पर्पस ऑफ हेनरीज लॉ आ सकता है, हेनरी लॉ वर्सेस राउट्स लॉ पूछा जा सकता है। देयर इज सो मच टू लर्न इन द केस ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन। देन डिफरेंस बिटवीन द पैक टावर एंड द ट्रे टावर आपसे पूछा जा सकता है, in which cases the pack tower is preferred, in which cases the tray tower is preferred, that can be asked from you. Types of packing आपसे पूछा जा सकता है, difference between the random packing and the structured packing आपसे पूछा जा सकता है ना। So there is so many things to learn in the absorption, ठीक है। Same with the stripping, purpose of stripping हो गया, डिज़ाइन हो गया, वर्किंग हो गई, अफेक्ट ऑफ प्रेशर हो गया, सेम बिल्कुल जैसे एब्जॉर्प्शन में था, मास बैलेंस हो गया, एच टी यू, एन टी यू, एच ई टी पी, पैक टावर एफिशिएंसी, optimization. So on all these topics, the question are asked in the interviews. Similarly, if I talk about the drying, okay, so obviously the time of drying is a very important topic. not only the equation but also the conceptual meaning. Okay, also the concept of drawing, how to do the drawing, what is the purpose of drawing, for which applications we go for the drawing, mass balance in the case of drawing, typical design of a dryer. Okay, moisture movement, drying curve, types of moisture, etc. A lot of topics are covered in the drawing which are asked in the interview. Similarly, in the case of humidification, the dry bulb temperature, the wet bulb temperature, the dew point temperature are the most common asked question. Okay, then the absolute humidity, relative humidity, absolute humidity, relative humidity, percentage humidity, concept of condensation, psychrometric chart, etc. A lot of questions are asked in the interview. Then obviously from the adsorption, meaning, thermodynamics behind absorption is also asked. Pressure swing adsorption is also asked. Then balance in the case of adsorption is also asked. Then the types of adsorption, physical adsorption, chemical adsorption is also asked. Then two types of adsorption isotherms which are there, Freundlich and Langmuir, that are also asked. So lot of questions are there from the adsorption also. So the point is ये सब प्रिपेयर करके जाना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि जब सब कुछ आपका प्रिपेयर रहेगा तो ही आपको वो कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा अंदर से कि हाँ अब आप कुछ भी पूछ लो हम उसका आंसर कर पाएंगे. यू कैन आस्क एनीथिंग, वी विल आंसर. ठीक है. द बेस्ट बुक फ्रॉम विच we can get all the topics, obviously it's 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐿. Then second book to refer is obviously the transport phenomena and separation processes. Transport phenomena and separation processes by 𝐁𝐚𝐭𝐜𝐿. Okay. The name of this book is Unit Operations in Chemical Engineering. By 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐿. Then third book is Mass Transfer Operation by Robert Trivol. The spelling may be wrong, but I hope that you get to know which book I'm talking about. Then obviously Mass Transfer Operations by Binay Datta. And on the top of that, NAPTEL lectures are also available, okay, to prepare all these topics of the mass transfer operations. एक बुक से नहीं चलेगा, 2-3 बुक से रेफर करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके कंप्लीट इंसाइट हमें मिलेगी रिगार्डिंग ऑल द थिंग्स ऑफ द मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन. इसमें मैंने मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन 1 नहीं लिखा है, बिकॉज मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन 1 से क्वेश्चंस जनरली नहीं पूछे जाते. वो सिंपली पूछते हैं कि व्हाट इज़ मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन. उसके बाद ड्राइविंग फोर्स के बारे में थोड़ी बहुत बात करते हैं, टाइप्स ऑफ मास ट्रांसफर के बारे में बात करते हैं, लाइक द मोलिकुलर डिफ्यूजन, like the bulk motion mass transfer, and after that they jump onto the operations. So all of them are the unit operations. इन्हीं के बारे में ज़्यादातर बात की जाती है, ठीक है. If I talk about the heat transfer operation, then guys, in the case of heat transfer operation, the most important topic for the interview perspective, it's the heat exchanger, okay, where they ask about first of all the types of heat exchanger, they ask about the difference between the direct mixing type versus indirect mixing type heat exchanger. They ask about the difference between recuperative versus regenerative type heat exchanger. They ask about the co-current versus the counter current arrangement. They ask about the temperature profiles in co-current as well as in counter current arrangement. They ask about the design of double pipe heat exchanger. They ask about the design of shell and tube heat exchanger. Along with the design, they ask about its working. They ask about difference between the both. They ask about the plate type heat exchanger. Design, working, diagram, advantage, disadvantage, etc. ठीक है. They ask about tubular type, versus fin type heat exchanger. They ask about the boilers versus condensers, their temperature profile. They ask a lot about baffles, its design, its cut, types, spacing, diagram, purpose. Then they ask about the tube sheet, again design, purpose. Then they ask about the multiple pass, shell and tube, heat exchanger. They ask about 1 2, 1 4, 2 4, 2 8, etc. types of heat exchanger. They ask about the effectiveness of a heat exchanger. They ask about the application of LMTD method and the NTU method. They ask about the overall heat transfer coefficient. They ask about the falling concept of falling factor, effect of falling, on overall resistance. Then they ask about the selection of fluid on tube side or shell side. They ask about the Kern's method of designing heat exchanger. Etc. and lot of other topics from the heat exchanger is very vast, very vast. I have written just very important topic from which the question is asked, but yes, there are many other topics from which there are questions. So it's a very important chapter of the heat transfer operation which are asked in the interview. बहुत important है. And obviously, apart from that, the evaporators are asked. Apart from the evaporator, condensers are asked. Boiling curve is also asked. And about the basics of heat transfer is asked. Especially from the modes of heat transfer. In which we have the conduction, convection, radiation, their basic laws. They talk about the Fourier's law, they talk about the thermal conductivity, they talk about the thermal diffusivity, they talk about the Nusselt number, they talk about the Biot number, difference between the Nusselt number and the Biot number, they talk about the heat transfer coefficient, they talk about the some general and very important correlations for the case of laminar flow, turbulent flows, Okay, they talk about the heat transfer taking place in a cylindrical body, heat transfer taking place in a wall. They ask you different types of temperature profile by giving you different types of situations. Okay, like the plane wall is there, the heat transfer between two plane walls, or when there is a space between the two plane walls, surrounding is on this side, surrounding is on that side, then cylindrical is there. Okay, cylinder having some thickness, cylinder having some insulation, the concept of insulation, the critical radius of insulation. Okay, the application of the fins, why we use the fins, how fins affect the heat transfer, and a lot of topics are there. Okay, what is the application of radiation, when we consider the radiation, when radiation becomes important. Okay, how, what is black body, what is gray body, how you differentiate them. Okay, what is the effect, what is the concept of emissivity. There are a lot of questions from the basics of heat transfer, modes of heat transfer, and obviously a lot of questions from the evaporators. They ask you about the balance of evaporators, steam economy, capacity of the evaporator, multiple effect evaporator, forward feed effect evaporator, backward feed effect evaporator, material balance on evaporator, energy balance on evaporator. So many questions. From the condensers, they can ask the difference between the horizontal condenser and the vertical condenser. Okay, the tubular condenser versus the normal straight film condensers. Which one is preferred? Why it is preferred? The variation of the heat transfer coefficient and the Nusselt number on the various parameters. So all these are the questions asked from the condensers. Obviously, the boiling curve, the difference between the interface evaporation and the boiling, what is nucleate boiling, okay, when will the maximum heat transfer can be achieved, what is film boiling, what is convective boiling, and what is pool boiling. Lot of questions are asked from the boiling, and obviously the basics of heat transfer. So without covering them, you cannot clear the interview. Clearing the interview needs to have the knowledge of the heat transfer and the mass transfer operation. Where heat transfer operation you can refer definitely by Sengel. You can follow the book Heat Transfer Operation by J.P. Holman. You can follow the book Unit Operations Chemical Engineering by McCabe-Smith. You can follow the book Transport Phenomena and Separation Processes by 𝐁𝐚𝐭𝐜𝐡. And obviously the lectures on the NPTEL you need to follow to cover all of them. Okay. And yes, after that comes the entry of the fluid mechanics, which is again the third most important subjects asked. They ask you about the Bernoulli equation, the assumptions, the applications. They ask you about the Navier-Stokes equation. They ask you about the basic things like the Newton's law of viscosity, difference between the kinematic viscosity and the dynamic viscosity, the concept of pressure. Okay, they ask you about the pumps, types of pump. They ask you about the NPSH, NPSH available, NPSH required. They ask you about the various applications of the NPSH concept. They ask you about the compressors. They ask you about the manometers, pressure measuring devices, flow measuring devices, okay, orifice meter, venturi meter, their applications. So a lot of things to study in the fluid mechanics. Again, third most asked subject. Mass transfer tells us about the transfer of mass. Heat transfer tells us about the transfer of heat. And fluid mechanics or fluid flow tells us about the transfer of fluid. Okay, all the three, these three subjects are the basic subjects of unit operations. These three subjects are basic subjects in the chemical engineering, and without the knowledge of these three, you cannot be a good chemical engineer. And obviously, there are many good books for the fluid mechanics also to follow. But for a student who is preparing for the PSU exams, okay, clear the CBT, and if you go through all the 4 to 5 books and the lectures of NAPTEL, then obviously it would not be possible to cover all of them. Okay. So here in Unacademy, and the content that we provide, okay, the content that we provide is already from all the 4-5 books, okay, is already from what you study in college, then what you study in the NAPTEL and the higher courses, okay, combined together, plus our research, because I'm teaching since last 14 years. So my personal research is also there. So all of them combined with the daily life examples and with the fundamentals are covered totally. ठीक है, तो ये जो 3 सब्जेक्ट्स है जो आपके इंटरव्यू के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है और इसके बिना इंटरव्यू नहीं हो सकता, ये तीनों सब्जेक्ट्स, ठीक है, अगर आप अनअकैडमी में एंटर करते हो और एंटर करने के बाद लेट्स से आप प्लस सब्सक्रिप्शन लेते हो, तो 12,000 you need to pay for a 1 year subscription in which you get the access of all the subjects. बट अगर कोई स्टूडेंट है जिसे सब सब्जेक्ट्स नहीं पढ़ने हैं, अगर कोई स्टूडेंट है उसे अपने टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू की प्रिपरेशन करनी है और उसे इंटरव्यू रिलेटेड सब्जेक्ट्स ही पढ़ने हैं, उसे मास ट्रांसफर ही पढ़ना है, हीट ट्रांसफर ही पढ़ना है और फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स ही पढ़ना है, देन इन दैट केस व्हाई द स्टूडेंट विल टेक द होल सब्सक्रिप्शन. पूरा सब्सक्रिप्शन वो बच्चा क्यों लेगा अगर उसे सिर्फ ये 3 सब्जेक्ट इंटरव्यू रिलेटेड ही पढ़ने हैं तो. So for that purpose, guys, I have launched for you the PSU Technical Preparation with Ankur Bansal Sir, जहाँ पर मैंने तीनों सब्जेक्ट्स आपके लिए कवर करके हैं. मास ट्रांसफर ऑपरेशन पार्ट 1, पार्ट 2, पार्ट 3. Obviously, heat transfer operation also given in 2 parts. Here it is not written, but it is given in 2 parts. And then fluid mechanics. So all the subjects, mass transfer, heat transfer, fluid mechanics, which are required for the interview purpose, specially for the interviews. मतलब ये 3 सब्जेक्ट इस तरह से पढ़ाए गए हैं, इतने ज़्यादा डिटेल में और इतने ज़्यादा बेसिक से पढ़ाए गए हैं कि even if you have no knowledge about them, you will get to know everything about them. And even if you have a knowledge about these 3, still if you watch, you will get to know कि जो नॉलेज आपके पास थी वो कितनी कम थी और अभी तक आप किस वहम में जी रहे थे कि ये 3 सब्जेक्ट्स हमें आते हैं. सो स्पेशल बंडल आई हैव प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर यू फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ PSU टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू. ठीक है, द प्राइज दैट द अनअकैडमी कोटेड, अनअकैडमी जो प्राइस रखा था इन तीनों सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए वो है 5,999 का. ठीक है, बट आफ्टर माई रिपीटेड रिक्वेस्ट, है ना, बिकॉज मैं चाहता था कि हर एक बच्चे तक ये तीनों सब्जेक्ट पहुँचे, हर एक बच्चे तक ये तीनों सब्जेक्ट्स जाए. सो आफ्टर माई रिपीटेड रिक्वेस्ट गाइस, अब ये जो प्राइस है ये फाइनली उस रेंज में आ गया जिस रेंज में मैं चाहता था कि हर बच्चा अफोर्ड कर पाए. सो द प्राइस इज नॉट 19,999, the price is not 5,999. Now the new offer price, okay, for all of you, those who wants to prepare for the PSU, is only and only 2,999. 2,999 rupees only. So that is the offer price, guys, for all of you. That means 3 subjects, 3,000, 1,000 per subject only, okay, in which you will get the notes, because after every lecture, for each lecture, the notes are available. You can download the PDF. There is no need to make the notes. Just watch the lecture and then download the notes. Watch the lecture and then download the notes. Okay, complete mass transfer, complete heat transfer, complete fluid mechanics has been given. If I talk about the GATE exam, these 3 subjects are of 30 marks weightage. So these 3 subjects can help you clear the GATE. These 3 subjects are the most asked subject in any CBT of a PSU. Any computer-based test of a PSU, any written exam of the PSU, these three are the most asked subjects. And these three are the only subjects that are asked in any interview of chemical engineering. Whether it is for campus placements, whether it is for off-campus placements, whether it is for MTech campus placements, MTech off-campus placements, whether it is for MTech interview, whether it is for PhD interview, whether it is for the interview of the PSU, whether it is for the interview of BARC, interview of NPCIL, interview of ONGC, interview of IOCL, interview of CPCL, interview of IFCO, interview of NRL, interview of NFL, interview of RCFL, interview of NALCO, interview of EIL, interview of GALE, interview of BPCL, or any other interview you want to give. These three subjects plays a very, very important role, very, very critical role for the selection of you. Okay, so after taking this PSU Technical Interview Preparation course, okay, you will have the most detailed knowledge of all these three subjects. And guys, when you have that knowledge within you, then the confidence comes. Then automatically the words comes. And along with this technical interview preparation course, we are also giving you 2 mock interviews. जी हाँ, 2 mock interviews per interview. Okay, per interview means per each interview. जो भी आपका इंटरव्यू है, जिस भी कंपनी का आपका इंटरव्यू होने वाला है, each interview, let's say you are selected in 2 companies for the interview. So you will be given 4 mock interviews by our expert panel. Okay, per company आपको 2 mock interview दिए जाएंगे. So not only we are helping you to prepare the technical interview, but we are also helping you then to practice in terms of mock. You can also give the mock to us so that you can strengthen your concept, you can get to know your mistake, and you can revisit the mistakes so that you can clear it. In the past, we have taken the interview for the ONGC exams, we have taken the interview for the BARC exams, we have taken the interview for the NPCL exams, and you can see all the interviews are available on the same YouTube channel, Unacademy 𝐂𝐚𝐭𝐜𝐡, and many of the students, those who have given us the mock interview, are now selected. And their feedback was, sir, we gave the interview to you, you gave us the feedback, we worked on that feedback, and now we are selected. So guys, mock interview plays a very, very crucial role. Let me tell you, outside of the Unacademy, there are many fraudsters and scamsters. Those are waiting there to take advantage of you critical situation. They charge 2,000, 3,000 or even 5,000 to take the mock interview from you. In terms of interview preparation, they charge from 2,000 to 5,000 rupees. Then they tell you how to clear the interview and what to prepare, and then they take 2 mock interviews from you. है ना? But here, first of all, I am providing you the courses, full length, full-fledged courses, okay, of all the 3 subjects which are most asked in the interview. So you will have the opportunity to watch all 3 of them, prepare well, and when you are prepared well, then you can give us the interview, not 1 but 2, and not 1 time but each time when you get selected. And the current offer price is only and only 2,999, in which you can watch these subjects n number of times you want under a given validity period. Okay, and obviously the 2 mock interviews will be provided. So once you purchase the course, okay, you just need to connect with me. How? Through this Telegram channel. This is the barcode. Just scan this barcode. You will be redirected to the Telegram channel. Okay, then in that Telegram group, just message, hello sir, I have purchased your PSU Technical Interview course. Please add me in your group. Okay. So when you purchase the PSU Technical Interview course, just join the Telegram channel and let me know that you have purchased it. I will add you into the group so that I can also guide you how to make the full use of these courses, and I can also guide you for the CBT. And when your CBT is cleared, I can also schedule the interview, mock interview for you in front of the expert panel. Okay. So not only you will get to know the opportunity of learning from me through these courses, but live guidance will be there and mock interviews will be there. So the aim of the selection can be justified. Okay. So guys, do not miss this chance. Maybe you have studied from me, maybe you haven't studied from me, maybe you are from different coaching, or maybe you prepared on your own from the self study, or maybe there is anything else. Maybe you are a college going students, you want to prepare for the semesters. Maybe before taking the full fledged course, you want to just take the small course and want to watch that how the things are going on. Or maybe you are taking it for the campus placement, maybe you are taking it for the PSU interview, maybe you are taking it for the promotions. You are working in the industry, you want a promotion, you want to have the basic knowledge, or maybe there is any other purpose. Take this course and you will get to know everything about mass transfer, heat transfer, and fluid mechanics, which will not only help you to crack the CBT, crack the gate, crack the interview, but also help you when you join the industry. Because even after you join the industry, you need the basics of all three subjects. Now, how to get that? How to purchase the PSU Technical Interview? For that, you need to go to the description. In the description, when you see, the first link is flat 50% off on all GATE subscriptions. We do not want GATE subscription, come down. Then the second link is given, dream batch for the HPCL 2025. We do not want the dream batch for the HPCL, okay, because we are preparing for the interview. Now the third link you can see is rank improvement batch for the GATE ESC and PSU 2026. Obviously here we are talking about the PSU Technical Interview, come down, and in the fourth link you can see PSU Technical Interview preparation with Ankur Bansal Sir. So that's the link you need to click. So when you click it, I'm clicking it. So when you click it, okay, a website will get opened, which is unacademy.com. On the unacademy.com, they will redirect you. Okay. You need to obviously register yourself with your number, with your email ID, with your basic details like the name. Okay. And after that, you can just click on the link. And when you click on the link, it will be redirected to the fee page. Okay. And there you can see, when you apply the code Ankur073, the price will get reduced to just 2,999. What I said, 2,999 में reduce हो जाएगा. Just continue with the payment, and after the successful payment, just scan this QR code and join the Telegram channel and just message, hello sir, I have purchased the PSU Technical Interview Preparation course. Please add me in your group. And then from there, I will add you in my personal group where I can guide you regarding the technical interview preparation for all the interview purposes. Okay, so that's the best what I can do, guys. And let me tell you, when you study these subjects from me, there is no need to study from any book. There is no need to study from the NAPTEL or the YouTube or anywhere else, because the content that I provide is covering all of them. And also the content there are many lectures and many topics are there which are not even in the books, which are not even in other lectures. Okay, many new topics I have added in order to strengthen your concept. Okay, many new things I have added with the help of the daily life examples and the relative examples. Okay, so that you can have the best knowledge, okay, of these three subjects. Okay, so do not delay, guys. Now do not delay, just go for these courses. And if any of your senior, any of your junior, any of your friend is in dilemma that how to prepare for the interview, then guys, one solution, PSU Technical Interview Preparation with Ankur Bansal Sir. That is the solution, guys. Okay. So just go to the description, click on the fourth link, which is it is written that PSU Technical Interview Preparation with the Ankur Bansal Sir. Okay, then you will be redirected, and after the redirected, just complete the payment, complete the registration, and then join the Telegram group so that you can message me that hello sir, I have taken this. Okay, so I hope that I cleared everything. I cleared your doubts. Okay, so that's all from the session, guys. And I wanna just say that like all of these students are selected. You can see the recent selections in the NPCIL, recent selections in the NFL, recent selections in the ONGC, recent selections in the GATE. So just like all of these students who are selected, you can also be selected, okay, after the purchase of this PSU Technical Interview program. Okay, so just do not delay. I'm there to guide you, obviously. Okay, all the best, guys. Jai Hind.